Hey there, boys and girls. Today I'll be doing Scorn of the Mad Doll with Edward Elric. We need to use no items, use a limit burst, defeat Calcabrina's party in Battle 2 within 10 turns. That's a mouthful. I'm going to be doing my limited clear first because Hanil popped. He's a really well-geared friend. I don't feel like fighting the friends list too much, so I'll take what the game gives me first. We're taking Kryla as our breaker. Kryla is outstanding for this fight because she can AoE break pretty easy. She has strong AoE breaks. She can also dispel the boss and re-break on the same turn. She can give you imperils. Kryla is probably your best breaker for this one. We're taking Warrior Light as our passive provoke full evade tank. I'm taking Warrior Light first and foremost because he's got a holy imperil. I don't want to roll just off Kryla's imperil because we might take a few turns to do this. The other thing with this boss is you're going to see Warrior Light and Cecil both covering. I'm not 100% sure why that works. Probably because of the counters happen on like an in-between turn or something like that. But you'll see Warrior Light. He's going to be doing physical covering. He's covering the counters that occur every time you hit this boss. He basically counters you, and then you're going to be seeing Cecil also covering. I didn't change his gear out from the Venomous Vines trial. He just has some resistance on. A little light on the spirit. Should be fine for Cecil because like he's got that stance dance mitigation. I'm taking Polka as my healer. Edward does take quite a bit of mana. We're going to be going a few turns on this fight, so I want to have some way to get his MP back so he can keep on going. This is my Edward Elric. This is a full peen demon fairy slaying build. He shouldn't be taking any damage on this one, so I'm not really concerned with his survivability stats. And Hanil is set up really well as well. Got scanning goggles on. He's got lucid lenses. This is all you could ask for in a friend unit. He's got plenty of killers and whatnot. I would like to note that you could kind of skip the Cecil part of this if you equip Edward Elric with the holy weapon. I just felt like it was easier to do it with Cecil, but that's always an option out there for you guys. This is going to be like a two-part fight. Basically, we're going to have a bunch of these little dolls, and then this is like the phase 1, and then on the phase 2 we're going to have one big doll. It's going to break into a bunch of little dolls. That's how the fight goes. Your Kryla. Let's do Calamity Brew and Dark Anathema, basically so I can get her good breaks next turn. We'll get Warrior Light to do mitigation and cover. Important. We'll have Cecil do his personal mitigation and a magic cover, and we'll just have Folka. I'll just do Folka's like immunities. I'll show you how much damage like Cecil takes right here, so you can kind of get a gauge of how intensive this boss fight is on your magic tank. Let's use Ed's cooldown and Hammer of the Gods. This is a single target, so is what it is here. So here's Warrior Light jumping in front to cover these counters. Now Cecil's jumping in to magic cover. I could have gave Cecil some magic mitigation from Polka. I just kind of wanted to show that Cecil took quite a bit of damage for Cecil on this one. So if you're using like Charlotte, just take note of that. Alrighty, with Kryla, let's go ahead and do a good break. Debilitating Pot, and I'm just going to do that this turn. I'm going to save some MP with Kryla. She uses a lot. I'll get my Imperil with Warrior Light. We'll do Sacred Wave. Cecil, he really can just do his Holy Imbue. I'm confident that Cecil will survive here, but if you're not, go ahead and use his personal cooldown again. And with Folka, I'll just use both cooldowns to get all of our hit points back. And then we're going to triple cast Auto Mail Blade. Again, if you're not confident in your damage, make concessions for that. I'm pretty sure Ed's going to smoke these little dolls right here. Alrighty, let's cut this loose. All the damages. He's so strong. I used my Omni Prism to get him, and then I used an STMR Moogle on his STMR. I don't really feel like he needed his STMR, but I really liked it. Okay, so this is phase 2 of the fight. This is going to be a little bit more complicated. Basically, we're going to damage this boss down. He's going to split, or she, it, whatever, is going to split into a bunch of little ads, and we're going to end the fight right there. Same opener for Kryla. We'll do Calamity Brew and Dark Anathema. Same thing with Warrior Light and Cecil. We'll get our mitigation. And Cecil will do his personal mitigation and cover. Let's go ahead and have Folka just do her immunities. We'll see how much damage Cecil takes right here. Same thing with Ed. We use a cooldown and Hammer of the God. Let's see how Cecil does here. Oh, another thing too, in phase 1 of the fight, you're not generating limit burst crystals. One of the missions is to use the limit burst. You know, we've got a lot of auto limit burst right here with Cecil and Warrior Light. Just take note of that. He handled that pretty good. Whenever he gets done doing his counter thing. Alrighty, Kryla. This is important how we're doing this. We're going to use Debilitating Pot, and then I'm going to jump down here and get Dark Covenant. What I plan on doing is getting this boss below 40% or around 40% right here. So it's going to split into a bunch of little adds, and I want to have a good break available for them on the next turn. So we'll use Cecil's Imperil, and then we'll just, or Warrior Light's Imperil, and then we'll cover and imbue with Cecil. Oh, not double. Triple. Triple Auto Mail Blade. Alright, turn this off. Let's go ahead and have Folka give us our MP back. We'll use Magic Mitigation and a Teardrop. Perfect. So we're going to get some counters going to Cecil. The boss is going to use, I think, ability called Mitosis. That's going to split. This is why I said, like, bringing this the physical cover is important. You see how many counters happened right there? You know, if that's going off on your DPS, it's bad news bears. Alrighty, let's use Warrior Light's Limit Burst for the mission credit. Then we'll get Kryla to a Debilitating Pot and Impending Doom. That's for the Imperil. And I guess we'll just reload good old Ed. And we'll send him off. Could have a dead boss right here. I don't believe the minis hit points changes any between, like, you know, phase 1 and phase 2. So, you know, depending on how much damage you do on phase 1, you can kind of figure out where you're at on phase 2. Shouldn't be any problem whatsoever if you're taking Edward. Like I said, if you don't have Cecil, you can use Aiden in his place. Aiden's got the Dark Imbue. It lasts for a few more turns as well. You could even equip Edward with elemental weapons and roll it off like that. Shouldn't be no problem whatsoever. Okay, we got all the stars. There we go. Hope you guys liked the video. If you got Edward Elric, he's really nice. I really like him. It actually has caused me to start watching Full Metal Alchemist, so I'm really enjoying that. I'm not an anime guy either, but I really think that's a quality show. I'm really enjoying it. So anyways, hope you guys liked the video. Have a good rest of the week. Toodaloo.